Hey, Damon Singleton, I'm back here with Kathy Beeding, the president of the Racing Association. And Kathy, I'm pretty excited about the Kentucky Derby. I think you are too.
I am very excited. Yeah, the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby, right? When you put that in context, that seems like a really long time. But here at the fairgrounds, we just finished our 154th thoroughbred season. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that we're older than the Kentucky Derby, but we're older than the Kentucky Derby.
And you know, the Kentucky Derby, not here in New Orleans, but there's a New Orleans connection to it.
There is. Yeah. We so here at the fairgrounds, we run 4 points races on the road to the Derby, right? And in this ecosystem of how you qualify for the Kentucky Derby, it's not that you need X number of points. It's who has the most points, right? Accumulated throughout the season, right? And we're just talking about 3-year-olds.
Right.
And horses are a little bit different than people in many ways, but one notable way in which race horses are different than people is they all have the same birthday, regardless of their actual date of birth. So all horses turn the next age on January 1st.
Really?
Yeah. So
regardless of when
they were born.
Okay.
Yes. So so you literally could have a 3-year-old that was born January 2nd the year before, and you could also have a 3-year-old that was just born on December 31st. Yeah. So it's just a racehorse thing. But we're talking about 3-year-olds for the Kentucky Derby. Mm-hmm. And so all those 3-year-olds are accumulating points on the road to the Derby in these various points races. And here at the fairgrounds, and this is just a real huge point of pride for us here at the fairgrounds, should be a huge point of pride for the city of New Orleans. We have 4 points races on the road to the Derby every year. And do you know how many other tracks have 4?
2.
0.
Really?
Not even Churchill Downs racetrack.
Oh my goodness.
So your very own fairgrounds has the most points races on the road to the Kentucky Derby.
That's real interesting because you know you never really think of the fairgrounds as being that.
But we are so important. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. In that ecosystem of generating horses that go to the Kentucky Derby, we are huge. So our points races, they start at a lower number and then they finish and culminate with the Louisiana Derby.
Right.
The winner of the Louisiana Derby, as well as the Fairgrounds Oaks, which is for the fillies, 100 points. Okay, so pretty much if you have a horse that wins either one of those races, they are a shoe-in for the Kentucky Derby or the Kentucky Oaks. Okay. Yeah, for the fillies, yeah. And another huge point of pride for us is that last year, Good Cheer, a beautiful filly that won the Fairgrounds Oaks, went on to win the Kentucky Oaks.
How about it?
Yeah. So that was really big for us. And this year we're sending a beautiful filly. She didn't win the Fairgrounds Oaks, but she did win the Rachel Alexandria, which is another points race for the fillies here at the fairgrounds. And it's Bella Ballerina.
All right.
And this horse is such a majestic horse. Not only is she absolutely stunning, but she has such force. And she's a bigger horse. She's more robust, right? She's a lot of woman.
Okay.
And but she's light on her feet. She breaks good, and she is certainly one to watch. Mm-hmm. She also has a really fantastic ownership group, and we love having them here at the fairgrounds.
So is she a long shot?
I think right now she's, obviously it's pari-mutuel wagering. Odds are moving around all the time. I think she's right now, at like 10 to 1. Yeah. So good value, right? But not the number one odds-on favorite. Also, the winner of the Fairgrounds Oaks is another stunning horse called Life of Joy, and unfortunately, she is not going to be running on Friday. Yeah, and this year, for the first time in 152 years, the Churchill, the Kentucky Oaks, is going to be run in prime time. Yeah, so that race will be going off.
That's pretty big.
It's huge. It's huge. So Friday night, if you're not busy, flip on NBC. Yeah, it's also streaming on the Peacock. But that race is going off locally around 7:40.
Wow.
Yeah, 13th race on the card at Churchill Downs. That is the Kentucky Oaks. Okay, so that's for the fillies. Wear your pink, right? We honor all the survivors on Friday at Churchill. It's a huge pink day.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the pink out was all about.
Yep. We honor survivors. It's a great day for the ladies. Obviously, we're running female horses that day in the Kentucky Oaks. There's a survivors parade that day in Louisville, and it's just really a lovely tribute that they do every year. Yeah.
That's
and then
awesome.
as we move into Saturday, and the weather's a little chilly up there. It's going to be a little chilly down here too.
Sure will be.
Yeah. But it's going to be pretty chilly up in Louisville, even into Saturday. But a big day up there. The Kentucky Derby is race number 12. It'll go off here at 5:57 locally. And our horses, the fairgrounds horses, again, we don't own them, but we claim them. Two horses to watch, in my opinion, that really ran well here. Number one is number one in my heart always is Golden Tempo.
Okay.
This horse has so much spirit. He's a come from behind kind of horse. He's not going to break fast. He's not going to break out of the gate strongest. But he comes from behind and he fights. He fights for every furlong. And he is trained by Louisiana's own Cherie DeVaux. Yes,
okay.
The only female trainer this year in the Kentucky Derby. Yes. So that's a huge point of pride too. So keep an eye on Golden Tempo, okay? And he won the NOLA.com stakes here, right? So a points race that qualified him for the Kentucky Derby was the race he won here. And then our Louisiana Derby winner this year, Emerging Market. Yeah, shipping horse. So didn't stable with us here all winter long. Trained by Chad Brown. Looks so strong, so strong right now in his exercise. Is
Chad Brown a local too?
He's not.
He's not. Okay.
He's not. Nope. No. And doesn't run a ton of horses here at the fairgrounds, to be honest. Hopefully he will though. Chad, it's a little plug for you. But he is a great horse, and it was a decisive win for him here at the fairgrounds. Horse that ran number 2 is Pavlovian. And Pavlovian is a great horse as well. Another fantastic ownership group that runs a lot of horses here at the fairgrounds. Okay. So that's another one to keep your eye on as we go into this weekend. But one that has some real local connections, although not necessarily in New Orleans. But I spent a lot of my career on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I have 2 daughters. They were both born in Gulfport, Mississippi. And there's a horse, it's actually the odds-on favorite right now. Everybody loves this horse, Renegade. Unfortunately, did not pull the best post position because he's in the number 1 post position, so right there on the rail. But this horse is great. This horse is owned by Robert Lowe, and Robert Lowe also owns the Palace Casino in Biloxi. Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? So, local connection. He is the odds-on favorite. Looks strong. Yeah.
Okay, so besides that, we've got some stuff going on here.
We do. We have a little thing going on here.
Okay.
A little bit of something going on here.
A crawfish cook-off?
Yeah. I mean, in addition, obviously, to being the home of Jazz Fest, and this year is the 55th year, right? Now, I think the first 2 years, if I have my history right, they weren't at the fairgrounds, right? So it's not the 55th year at the fairgrounds, but it is the 55th year at Jazz Fest. And we are so happy that Jazz Fest has made their home here at the fairgrounds for the last 53 years. Yeah, and this year has been fantastic. And as we roll out of Jazz Fest, and Jazz Fest moved in, and when you think about all the logistics that go into the fairgrounds and what we do here. And we'll talk about the crawfish cook-off in just a second. We will. But I think this is important to know because we are unique in so many ways, right? So we ran the Louisiana Derby on March 21st. We closed our meet on the 22nd, and Jazz Fest moved in the 23rd of March. Yes.
That's pretty incredible.
Yes.
You know, at some point, you know, not now, but how that all came about is something I would love to talk to you about.
Yeah. No, it's a testament to the professionalism and the history and really just the love and respect between us and the Jazz Fest folks. Yeah, that goes back decades. Yeah. And at this point, it's this beautiful dance. I'm not saying there's not some hiccups. There certainly are. But I feel like you know, we've got this thing down to a pretty good science.
Awesome.
And it's a partnership that really works and that we're really proud of. But through the Jazz Fest process, you know, one of the things that the fairgrounds is really known for is our turf track, and that's the grass track, right? We have obviously the dirt track that people have been tracking throughout the property as they go to Jazz Fest. But then there's the turf track, and running on the turf in the wintertime in New Orleans is a really big thing in horse racing. And we are literally the only track in the country that rebuilds our turf track every single year. And we do so because our friends at the Jazz Fest, and more so the Jazz Fest visitors, tend to make a bit of a mess of it. Yeah. And that takes a lot. It really does. And that's a testament to our track maintenance team. And I just really want to give those guys kudos and recognize them because, again, no other track in the country does that except the fairgrounds.
Yeah,
every single year we rebuild that track.
It's a huge job.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So once Jazz Fest moves out, you know, obviously this is the second weekend. And then next weekend we're going to have our first crawfish cook-off. Yeah, and we're doing it right here in the paddock. The newly renovated paddock.
And are you doing the cooking?
No.
You laugh.
No. But I'll take the leftovers and I'll make the crawfish Monica.
There you go. Okay.
The homemade crawfish Monica, which is nowhere near as good as the Jazz Fest crawfish Monica. But we have the crawfish cook-off. First time we're doing this. It's noon to 4 on May 9th. There's 14 teams. We actually had really robust response. I think we had 25 teams, and we only had space for 14.
Oh,
yeah. And we'll have, there's some really nice prizes. So first prize, and there's like a bunch of different brackets, but these I think are the People's Choice prizes. $1,000 for first place, $500 for second place, and $350 for third place. And then the tickets are $30 for adults, and children 12 and under are $15.
Okay.
We'll have music all day long. Our friends at Jazz Fest were nice enough to leave us their tents on the stage. So even if we have some aggressive weather, everything should be fine. Yeah, it should be a lovely day. A great way to ease into Mother's Day on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh.
I know, you better get ready.
Yeah, very true, very true. Wow, that sounds pretty exciting.
It is. And yeah, I hope this is our first of many to come. Yeah, in coming years. And, you know, I love crawfish. So bring it on, is all I have to say. I can't believe we're almost at the end of the season.
As a lover of crawfish, I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I
forward to this.
haven't really had enough this year.
I don't think you ever really have enough crawfish.
No, I think that's fair.
But okay.
Yeah.
So what else we got?
Let's see. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, Mother's Day. Moving into Mother's Day, we have some beautiful Coach purses we are giving away. Yeah, on the slot floor. You know, we run a casino here. In addition to a horse track, we also have a casino here. Just slot machines at the racetracks and here in Louisiana. But we are actually during this time period where we are partially closed during Jazz Fest, right? We don't open the doors until 6:30 for pedestrians, 8 o'clock for vehicular traffic on festival days. So we've been taking a lot of time during these partial closure days, and we've brought in about 100 new slot machines. So the floor is going to look completely new and transformed, and we're really excited about that. But we are giving away a bunch of Coach purses for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I can say Coach. I'm just going to say luxury purses. How about that?
And is this like first come, first serve? Or?
No, there's a drawing, and it's a kiosk-based drawing, and you earn entries, and then we'll pick from the entries, and people will go home with these beautiful purses.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're looking for something fun to do with your mom on Mother's Day after you take her to brunch, bring her to the fairgrounds.
There
Maybe
you
she'll
go.
take home a high-end purse, high-end handbag. We'll call it that. How about that?
You guys have a community cleanup?
Yeah, so we started this, I guess, a couple years ago, and we really wanted to kind of bracket not only the racing season, but also partner with our friends at the Jazz Fest Foundation. And so we do one in October before racing season starts, just making sure everything looks great before we start the racing season. You know, Thanksgiving is kind of a big deal here at the fairgrounds. So we want the neighborhood to be looking in tip-top shape. And we send teams out pretty far and wide throughout the neighboring areas, so both Faubourg St. John, Desai, the other side of Gentilly. Get everything cleaned up, clean out all the storm drains and catch basins too. And then at the end of Jazz Fest, we go out and do it again. And look, Jazz Fest does a great job cleaning up here.
Yeah.
And, you know, up and down Fortin Street, up and down Belford, up and down Gentilly. We'll kind of get out a little farther. Yeah, and just to make sure we don't have any, you know, errant water bottles and stuff like that that folks tend to drop on their way out. Yeah, just get everything tidied up. You know, we want to be a good neighbor. We really do, and it means a lot to us to be part of this mid-city neighborhood.
That's great. That is great. So so we talked about the slot promos, the off-track.
Yes, so we run 13 off-track betting parlors.
Wow.
I know. The business of the fairgrounds just keeps going and going, right? Yeah, so they're located all over the place, as far south as Houma.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
as far north as Laplace. We've got actually 2 in Laplace. We've got 5 in Jefferson Parish. Got a couple in St. Bernard. Yeah, so we're all over the place. And at those off-track betting parlors, we offer a combination of the ability to bet on horse racing through simulcast throughout the country, throughout the world, honestly, as well as video poker. And so we have a bunch of really cool promotions we're doing over the summer. We gave away a crawfish pie. We're giving away some coolers, some rolling coolers. And then there's one other gift that I can't remember off the top of my head. So this whole summer, you know, getting people ready for summer, getting people in the mood to go outside and have some fun, maybe take their families to the beach. Yeah, so we're trying to get everybody ready for that.
Well, that's awesome. Anything else you want to cover before we wrap up?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to come out and talk about the fairgrounds. I obviously could go on and on about horse racing, but we are excited about the Kentucky Derby. We're having a private Kentucky Derby party here at the fairgrounds. Yeah, for our best horse racing guests. This is something we haven't done before. Yeah, so it's kind of during when the Eagles are playing. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. Well, obviously, but these are very robust horse racing enthusiasts. Mm-hmm. So I think they'll come in to watch the race and then go outside.
Yeah,
yeah.
Kathy, thank you so much. The 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby. We are excited about that. We're excited about the New Orleans connection there as well, and everything that's happening here at the fairgrounds. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Damon
you. I
Singleton.
enjoyed it. Yes.
Damon Singleton with Kathy Beeding.